This is Scott Reedy with Barefoot Lawn Care in Smithfield, North Carolina. We're celebrating 35 years in business. We specialize in design, installation, and maintenance. Over the last 10 or 15 years, our focus has been on primarily lawn care applications. I'm a North Carolina certified turfgrass professional with the Turfgrass Council of North Carolina. Last time I checked, there was only about 60 of us in the state. Let's come on inside and we'll talk about turfgrass management. We're going to talk about four main turf types that we grow in this particular area. Tall fescue, which is a cool season grass, Bermuda, centipede, and zoysia, which are all three warm season grasses. One question we get asked is, how do we start our application process? And so we have to properly identify the turf type first. We're going to talk about fescue. It's a cool season grass. It grows year round. In certain parts of the country, it may look better in the spring and summer than it does here in the transition zone of North Carolina, but it can struggle during the months of May, June, July, and August. It's susceptible to brown patch disease, and it does need fungicides to control that. But it is a year-round green grass, and a lot of people move into this area from further north like that. However, our summers can be very hot. We can have drought, and so it may not be the preferred grass choice, but nevertheless, it is a green year-round grass. It's established in the fall, so all of your seeding is done in September and October, and then you fertilize it during the cool season months, and during the warm season months, you're more or less applying fungicides. It does like a higher mowing height than other grasses. You typically are mowing at 3 to 4 inches. 4 inches being the preferred grass height during the stressful months during the summer, and it likes about 4 pounds of nitrogen per year. So one of the most popular grass types in our area probably is a warm season grass, Bermuda grass. Bermuda probably makes up about 80% of all the grasses that we maintain. It does well in this area, all the way to the east along the coast. It likes a lower mowing height, 1 to 2 inches. With a rotary lawnmower, you're probably going to be about 2.5 inches unless you're mowing it more frequently, and then you can get away with a lower mowing height. It's probably the most durable of all warm season grasses. It can tolerate children and pets and traffic. It's one reason they put it on golf courses and athletic fields. It also spreads by rhizomes and stolons, which is what makes it so durable. A lot of other grasses don't have that characteristic, but Bermuda grass does spread that way, and it makes it very durable. It's the most drought tolerant, wear tolerant grass there is. And I often get asked a question is can I seed Bermuda? And so if you have a hybrid variety of Bermuda, let's just use Tip Tough for example, you cannot seed it. It's established vegetatively, but Bermuda spreads by rhizomes and stolons, so oftentimes you just need to aerate, pump up the fertilizer a little bit, and it will grow in and cover, and there's no need for seed. Another grass type we have is zoysia grass. It's also grown in this area and does very well, probably more cold tolerant than Bermuda grass, but more shade tolerant. There's a lot of varieties of zoysia grass and Bermuda, and there's new varieties coming out. Similar to Bermuda, it spreads by rhizomes and stolons, which makes it a durable turf, lower mowing height. Probably going to again be in the 2.5 inch mowing height with a rotary lawnmower unless you're mowing more weekly. A little lower on the fertility than Bermuda, but I guess the advantage to zoysia grass is the shade tolerance and cold tolerance. You do see it further north. We see zoysia grass on golf course tee boxes further north, and in shady areas where Bermuda grass will not grow, you'll see zoysia grass on tee boxes. So another good choice. Not as widely used as Bermuda, and probably more costly purchased by sod than Bermuda. The good thing is there are a couple of varieties that you purchase zoysia sod that you can also seed. Zenith and Compadre can be seeded, so if you happen to have one of those two varieties in your lawn, you can seed it if you need to. And the last turf today we're going to talk about is centipede. So centipede has always been referred to as the lazy man's grass. It requires less maintenance, less mowing, which are all good things, but there also can be some problems with that. So centipede only spreads by stolons, which are above ground lateral stems, where Bermuda grass and zoysia grass spread by stolons and rhizomes above ground and underground lateral stems. That also is what contributes to Bermuda and zoysia being more durable and tolerate traffic better. Centipede only spreads by stolen, so it is very sensitive to certain herbicides. You have to be careful, especially during the transition time. Centipede is just very sensitive in nature. But it is true that it does require less maintenance. And so your mowing height is still going to be 1 to 2 inches. You can get away with mowing every week and a half or 2 weeks with centipede. You just probably won't do that with Bermuda or zoysia. If you have dogs and children playing in a confined space in a backyard, centipede may not hold up very well. You can seed centipede, so you can purchase centipede by sod. If you have a centipede lawn, you can either sod or seed centipede. One of the problems with centipede is when you do have problems, you cannot push it with fertilizer like you can Bermuda and zoysia. It likes low fertility, only about 1 pound of nitrogen per year. So you just can't make it fill in these weak areas or bare spots very fast. You have to be patient, or you have to reestablish grass in those areas. But it is another popular choice. Grows well in North Carolina, all the way south into Florida. You see a lot of centipede in St. Augustine. Another good resource for you to take a look at is NC Turf Files. We're very fortunate here close by to Smithfield in Raleigh, North Carolina, to have one of the leading turfgrass schools in the nation, NC State University. And they have a website called NC Turf File where you can go and you can get maintenance calendars on every grass type we talked about and all the mowing heights and fertility requirements. So it's a very good resource for you. I encourage you to check that out. Thank you for watching. My name is Scott Reeder with Barefoot Lawn Care.